Well, it's about 14 hours ago since I did this glue up. And for the most part, it's dry. Now places like right here, it's still a little soft, but the joints are dry, except possibly right in the very center. I think I'm going to leave this string on, at least for another 24 hours. I don't need to take it off until I start sanding everything down on the sides here. Give it a little bit more structural integrity. That sounded pretty good. And right now is a good time to trim off this glue, because once it hardens, it's almost impossible. Now, if you'll recall from the last video, I was talking about trying to put biscuits in here, or actually splines is more like what I had in mind, but I figured I couldn't really easily cut the slot in each one of these pieces, and after I glued it all up, I suddenly thought of an easy way I could have done it. I've got these extra ones here, and the reason I've got the extra ones is because I wanted to match as best I could this piece to this piece, this piece to this piece, and so on. Anyway, so I've got these extras, and I'm going to do an experiment with these, and then I'll know for next time if this will work or not. This is my tenon jig. I should have remembered it yesterday. Use it for cutting tenons. It goes along with this machine here. Looking back on this now, I think it probably would have been faster if I had left the jig at 90 degrees and just adjusted the blade by 15 degrees. But anyway, it's done. And here we go with the very first one. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but it should. Now, the reason I'm using that piece of scrap wood as a push stick is for two reasons. And mainly it's because I'm afraid there is the possibility that that little piece could twist back as I'm pushing it through. And also, I want to make sure that I don't get tear out when the blade exits the other side. Well, I'm beginning to think I should have taken an extra day. Then all I would have had to do is just cut splines that would fit in there. Cut little pieces about 1/2 inch long, and then the glue up would have been 5 times stronger. Oh well. I want to see if maybe I can't get rid of this snipe. I know it's extremely slight, but if I can get rid of it, why not? Now there's a couple of ways I can do it. I can either fasten a rail along the side here and just sort of tack it in here in the corner and the corner up there, or I can use this sled. This sled is from other projects and it's still very usable. So now these rails that are on here have been sanded down for the previous project, and of course they're too low. I have to have something that is the same height or slightly higher than the piece that I'm trying to sand down. So I'm going to have to put new rails on. Okay, you can see that the rail is a little bit taller than the oak. So it's going to take a few passes under the sander to get the rail sanded down to where the drums actually start sanding on the oak here. But I'll show you what is going to happen here. Okay, this broom handle is going to represent the pinch roller that's holding the oak down against the conveyor. And as the conveyor moves the sled forward, the pinch roller stays on the rails instead of dropping off the edge here. So it helps. It's not perfect, but it helps in the case of snipe. And the snipe is right there. I can see it, maybe you can't. I can feel it, definitely. There is absolutely no snipe. I cannot feel it. Usually I can feel it before I can see it, and I can't feel anything. The snipe will be back here on the pinch roller, because back here is where the pinch roller would have come off. Anyway, well, I think that's about it for this video, and I guess probably by tomorrow the glue on this should be dry enough that I can safely sand with this sander, and you'll get to see me use this.